Hey, I'm Dean and this is Legacy Voyage. In Season 1, I'm documenting my journey to earning my first 100K net worth as a full-time college student. Join me as I share some of the lessons I learned along the way. Man, just to be totally honest, I've re-recorded this podcast how many times, and I've done so many mistakes that at this point, I'm just gonna send whatever comes out of this podcast and see how it goes. I really just want to be more natural in the way I talk and in the way I continue this podcast. So, one of the things I really want to talk about that I've been trying to talk about for the past 30 minutes or something is this idea of ending off on a lower intonation as opposed to a higher intonation. So, to illustrate what I mean, it's like, when you're ever asking a question, you usually end off on a higher intonation, like how I just did right there. It's like, how many of you agree with this? Or how are you doing? It's that little jump in your voice after you ask a question. And the difference between that and when you make an assertive statement where you're like, I'm worth 10,000 bucks. If you want to work with me, you have to pay this much money. That sounds a lot more matter of fact and a lot more sure of what you're saying. So to paint this picture, here's an example. If you come work with me, you're going to make a lot of money. I'm going to generate a lot of leads for you. And then I think from that, you'll generate about $50,000 in revenue. And then maybe after that, you'll be able to pay me about, let's say, $2,000. You can see the difference between ending off on a higher intonation and this example. If you work with me, you're going to end up making 10,000 bucks a month, which will eventually generate $50,000 in revenue. And then you're going to pay me this much money. Do you see how when I'm ending off on a lower intonation, how that seems like I'm more sure of what I'm saying? That's just something I'm really trying to improve, because listening from my other podcasts, it's really sounding like I've been ending off on higher intonations. And it makes it sound like I'm questioning everything that I'm saying. And I'm just trying to notice it more every time I do say it. But yeah, that's something I was really trying to touch on. Another thing is that I met with Coach V. We just been working on the masterclass. Really, the content of what he's actually going to say on the masterclass, because from what I've heard or from what I've learned, it's not as important as the headlines or the marketing of the entire project itself. Along with that, I really want to hit on this thing called the linchpin model. I don't know too much about it right now, but I am going to learn a lot more from Stephen Larson. Basically, I was introduced to the linchpin model from Russell Brunson. Yesterday, he briefly talked about it, but what he said was actually mind-blowing, because this is the model that he's implementing in all the companies that he's bought so far. For example, he bought one company called Magnetic Marketing. It's basically an info business that sells marketing information and how to market your business. And in the company, he implemented this model. And then from using this model, he's been able to generate millions more of revenue. And in the same idea, he used the same linchpin model in his company called Voomly, which he just bought. It's like a software company for videos. So he implemented that business model, and they're doing incredibly well. And this is what they use to explode ClickFunnels like crazy. So he briefly introduced it, and it was mind-blowing. Like, especially because from what I've seen, all the successful personal development coaches, this is what they're doing. So I think there's going to be a lot of value if I can go to Funnel Hacking Live and really hit on this linchpin model. And not only that, but try to implement that model into all the businesses that I'm involved with right now. So let me try to illustrate of what I understand. At the start of it, you have some type of loud event. You have like an ad or a video or a webinar or a live event where you're selling the MIFKI. And MIFKI is just an acronym. It means most incredible free gift ever. And this has to actually be the most incredible free gift ever. Like the best free gift you're ever going to get. And this is something he implemented incredibly well with magnetic marketing. Recently, I bought the whole thing, and it was insane. The amount of value that he put into the free incredible gift or whatever. He put in like over $20,000 of value, like actual $20,000, because he put on courses that were usually selling for $5,000, and he just put it on there for free. That's insane. And he can be so confident in what he does that he just puts it out for free. So they go from the loud event and then into the MIFKI, or they buy the free thing. But then after they buy the free thing, they're opted into a subscription model. And the subscription model can be like a membership or some type of SaaS where they pay monthly. And this is exactly what he did with ClickFunnels. He gave them free trial. He did like a webinar, and then after that, he gave them a free trial. That was the MIFKI. And then with the free trial came in a whole bunch of courses. And then with those courses, it opted them into the ClickFunnels SaaS. And then with that, he just got a whole bunch of recurring revenue. So that was just one of the things I took away. I can't wait to learn more about it from Steve Larson. I'm super excited for that. Something else, by the way, that I'm starting to do is I'm starting to get more active on Facebook. Not like posting stuff or anything, but really being more active in the Facebook groups. Because from what I've learned, from what I've heard, from what I've seen, Facebook groups are so much more active than LinkedIn groups. And Facebook is a lot more of a community environment as opposed to LinkedIn. And one of the books that I read a while back, I haven't read the full thing, but I was just skimming through. It's called What Would You Do in 30 Days? And basically, Russell Brunson interviews a whole bunch of ClickFunnels users who are super successful. Two Comma Club award winners. Two Comma Club, by the way, that's Russell Brunson's Oscar for entrepreneurs. It's basically when you build a funnel, it's after the funnel generates $1 million, then you'll win a Two Comma Club award. So we asked a whole bunch of winners of that award what they would do if they lost everything in 30 days. And one of the biggest things one of them said, his name was Gary J. White. He's a personal development coach, one of the successful ones that I've been trying to model after using Coach V. But one of the major things he said was find 10 Facebook groups or communities, and for the next 30 days, post something and provide value to those communities. And the idea behind that is that you build up your network by providing value. Because once you provide enough value, it gets to the point where you can start to make your ask. Because the Facebook groups that you're targeting should be based around your dream customers. It's something that Russell Brunson calls the Dream 100, where you identify exactly who your dream customer is and then find the groups that they're a part of. Because these customers, they're all congregating somewhere. Like, for example, my dream customer is Pacific Islander entrepreneurs. That's my dream customer. And there's groups on Facebook that's literally of Polynesian Pacific Islander entrepreneurs or Polynesian real estate investors or all of these different things where my people are congregating. And because I can go into those groups and provide value, then it gets to the point where I then make an ask. And the ask will eventually be, come join my Facebook group or come join my Facebook group. And then the Facebook group will upsell into the mastermind, which I'm starting to find out. But yeah, that was one of the big things because I was originally going to do it on LinkedIn, but LinkedIn isn't good. It's not a very good community place. Like the groups on LinkedIn are super dead. So instead, I'm gonna go onto Facebook and then do it on there. I'm also gonna try to post regularly on LinkedIn. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. Real quickly, the other day I was on a phone call with a mentor, and I was asking him, what does it take to be a good leader? What do you have to do to really lead people successfully? And there were really two things because he took it from more of the manager perspective, not really the entrepreneurship perspective. But I think you can really apply it in both ways. But it's number one, you have to get results, and this means getting results for the business, getting results in terms of the money that you're making. And then number two is have retention for the people. So it's really important to get the results that you need for the business, but it's also important to understand and have a human factor in what you're doing with these people. So you should be able to adapt to each person because everyone's different. They have different situations. You should make exceptions for emergencies if they're having any family emergencies or discover their needs or move their roadblocks. Things for that person that are important to them. And then on top of that, making sure that you're pushing them in cases where they need to get things done. If they set a deadline for themselves and they don't have it done, then you have that conversation where, look, you said you were going to have it done 5 days ago. It's still not done. I need you to get this done now. So it's having that fine balance between results and retention. That was just one of the key things that he said. And I thought it was very insightful for sure. He's a super good guy. He's one of the mentors I have as a part of my scholarship. He's pretty cool. He's like an engineer type person because originally I didn't want to be an engineer software developer. So the program paired me up with him and now we're working together. Not working together, but he's mentoring me. But then I made the shift to like econ, bro, and now I'm just really trying to be like a entrepreneur. So I think he still has a lot of lessons that I can definitely learn. I'm also definitely going to keep talking to him for sure. So I'll share more lessons in the next episode. But till then, I'll talk to you.